Hello and welcome to day 19 of these emotional physical therapy sessions. And the question I have for you today is, after 18 days, what are you waiting for? It's a question that we should all ask ourselves, because why else would we need coaching if it were not for the fact that it's something that we want, but it's something that we tell ourselves that we need some kind of, to fulfill some kind of prerequisites for. And that's what led me to go deeper into the science of the mind, into how the brain operates, because what I realized is that the more I put myself in a state of waiting, the longer the wait. So as I started doing my research and practicing what I was researching, what I found was that we got to let ourselves have it right now. And you may say, what are you talking about, have it right now? Well, what I'm talking about is to have the feeling of it. And I know we have been programmed, we have been conditioned. And you know what? I may start crying today because the conditioning has been so, oh my gosh, almost since we came out. You know what I'm saying? Where we were told that we couldn't have, we shouldn't have, it's a sin. And you can fill in the blanks on that one. And I'm here to say that we've been less than living. We've been living less than our capabilities, because anything that we have in our hearts to live, it's possible. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. Our desires don't just come up out of anywhere. I mean, we see it with sociopaths. We see it with psychopaths. We see it with crazy people, and what we call crazy. And when you may say, what do you mean? How do you see it? Because guess what? Somebody say, well, they hear voices. Well, guess what? At least they acknowledge that they hear voices. We've been trying to be so neutral. I'm not saying, and let me back up on that, because I understand what you mean when you say, well, I don't want to be attached. No, we don't be attached to the outcome. You know, that whole prescribing that it has to come in this way or that way. But we can commit to feeling good, can't we? As you see, I'm out here in the beautiful park. See how beautiful that is? Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? And there would have been a time when I wouldn't have been able to see the beauty in the bald trees. The trees that have no leaves, but there's still beauty. Okay? Even when I went outside on day 18 and it was gray and drizzly, but there was still beauty in it. Where was the beauty? The beauty was in nature. And that's what I'm talking about allowing ourselves to have it now. Stop putting yourself in a holding zone, because the more that you put yourself in a holding zone, the longer it will be out of your reach. And I have to go back to, wow, 22 years ago at this time, I was making my application to go to Florida State to get my PhD. And even as I tell this story, I find myself saying, you mean to tell me that you don't have any more current stories? And I do, but this one is the one that was perhaps the most significant of my life, because I was in a state of holding. I was in a state of waiting and frustrated and just bitter and resentful and just couldn't find any joy anywhere. And so I knew what I loved and I knew what I wanted to do. And I had been advised that I needed to get a PhD, not for the getting more knowledge, but because the credentials would be necessary for potential clients. So I only applied to one university, my beloved Florida State, because my reasoning was that if I was going to go and do that kind of intense intellectual work, then I needed to be someplace where I would have some downtime. I would be able to have access to the beach and be in the sunshine. So that was my intention. And I applied. And when I applied, and this is why it's so significant to me today, I saw myself walking across that stage, getting hooded, them calling my name and reading off the long dissertation title. I saw that when I made that application. I saw that when back then you had to mail them. I saw that when I mailed that application. And it was that memory that even though during the times that I was in school and there were obstacles, of course, challenges, we're going to call them challenges because that's what they were. Those challenges made me stronger. And they didn't make me stronger because of the challenge. They made me stronger in that initial vision that I had of myself graduating with that degree. I have to do more of that. We must do more of that. Starting out, seeing the end at the beginning, but not determining the how. So again, I ask you, what are you waiting for? And when you answer that question, be very, very honest with yourself. Are you trying to now say, well, this needs to happen and that needs to happen before? Because if that's the case, stop yourself and say, how is not my business. All right? So that's your assignment for today. And I look forward to tomorrow. We have 2 more days. Tomorrow's day 20. Namaste.